Hey, ladies and gentlemen, it's your host, the Doctors, in the house. Today we have all the announcements. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the season pass stuff, dining pass stuff, a little bit of tidbits, and there was a couple events going on, and so on and so forth. And we're going to... and the only thing I'm going to talk about the season pass is New England, just because that's the one that I bought, and there's some information on it that I saw for like benefits and stuff, and I'm waiting for a little bit of info for some other stuff, but that I asked the park, so we'll talk about that. But we'll talk about the little bit of news for right now while while we wait for some people to join in on the fun. As I see people are joining in on the fun, which is great. And we'll just keep going with that. But, hey, Coaster Box and everybody, Coaster Kid, Brett and Lindsay. Everybody, I saw Luco's in there. Everybody's in there. Brett 99. Everybody named Mama's in here, which is great. So, let's start out with a little bit of the, I didn't write down too much news because everybody wants to hear, we're going to go over it, and then we're going to get the opinions on what you guys think, and so on and so forth, and that's just how the show will roll. So we'll just talk. Actually, I only have 3 little tidbits of news, and then we'll get into the good stuff. But anyway, so we'll start with Busch Gardens, Williamsburg. For those that like beer, they got the Beer Fest starting September 1st, going through the 17th. You can enjoy 10 4-ounce samples of beer for $22.99. You can buy it online, buy it at the door, whatever. But I figure I know a lot of people are doing what we do. Yeah, Luco, you got to talk about the... what we should do? Next week we should talk about the Croatian theme park, because now that the announcements are over with, and we should definitely do that. Cause I think that would be interesting to talk about. Plus, you're the one that went there, and I didn't. And I know people have seen the videos, and I know myself, I'm intrigued about it. Plus, you got to get that video thing going of the drone footage you took over by the old town, whatever you want to call it, over by your house. That was amazing. Yes, it did. Coaster Box did get in an accident, and I was there, but I didn't see it happen. But we'll talk about that in a second. Disneyland, well, wherever the Guardians of the Galaxy ride is there, which is, I don't know what the hell they're changing the name to that park, the one next to it. Anyway, they're going to, for Halloween, they're going to change it to Guardians of the Galaxy, Mission Breakout, but it'll be Monsters After Dark. And then it says, besides the current escape storyline, the After Dark version will pick up moments afterwards as Rocket Raccoon discovers that they left Groot behind, and Rocket has to distract all the monsters that were freed during the escape to rescue Baby Groot. And to set the stage for the After Dark experience, there will be a nightly transformation that starts with exterior lighting on the building going dark. Then alarms will sound, and new and eerie lighting will shine on the exterior of the building. And then once the visitors are inside, there'll be more alarms and sounds, and monsters keep crawling around the building. So, yeah. So for those that are going out to that area, and I obviously haven't checked it out as Guardians of the Galaxy. I've never been to that park anyway. But, yeah. It'll definitely be cool. All right, so let's get into the whole Boulder Dash thing. Saturday was the Ock Boulder Fest event that Ace put on. And, we went out through... I'm glad I got my ride during the day on it before that happened. I will not admit that Cedar Point doesn't suck. It's not there yet for me, man. It's still... All they did was get rid of Main Street and and they're going to put a new coaster in. That's really... I'll get into that in a second. Anyway, so while we were at our dinner, we heard about Boulder Dash crashing. And there was like a whole bunch of reports going on and things, all kinds of information flying out. And that was like right when it happened. So nobody knew anything till later at night. So, we heard the brakes failed. We heard all kinds of stuff. But we did talk to Jerry during ERT at night. Obviously, Boulder Dash wasn't part of it. We had Wildcat and we had Phobia. And no, that man is not around. There is no more Mr. Six. I like that character, and I kind of hate that they got rid of him. But, hey, it is what it is. So anyway, after I talked to Jerry, he's the park general manager. He said what had happened was they were putting the second train on. And, what do you call it? So, it got put in manual mode, and I guess whatever happened, it's supposed to stop on the lift hill, or I don't know exactly if it did or it didn't. I missed some parts, because everybody and their mother kept asking him over and over what happened. And you could tell, first off, Jerry was pissed off beyond belief with what happened, and then people just kept asking and asking and asking and asking. So that wasn't helping matters. I talked to him the other day. But anyway, so needless to say, the ride was in manual, came in full force, blasted into the back. I believe it was I got to look at the picture again, but I believe it was the green train. 3 of the cars jackknifed. And then, so at the beginning of the ERT, it seemed like Boulder Dash was done for the season, but after, further inspection and stuff, it doesn't look like that. It was operator error. Nobody was on it. Nobody got hurt. I know that I don't know who the ride op is or was or whatever. I don't know if they've been fired, not fired, retrained. I have no idea. So basically, with what do you call it? From what I was told, the ride op was sent home, and they would talk to him in the morning. So I don't know what happened. I still don't. It's really none of my business. But what they're going to do is they're going to take the best pieces between the two trains to get them to work. They're trying their hardest to get it ready for the Golden Ticket Awards in 2 weeks. But they didn't know for sure. The transfer track was damaged, not the regular track. I heard the transfer track was moving or whatever, and it can't. I've heard so many things, and there's so many stories, and I don't know. It's one of those things where there's information out there, there's too much information out there, and I don't know exactly what stories are jiving from the bits and pieces that Jerry personally told me, plus the other stuff I heard on top of that they claim that Jerry told them. So, but Jerry did tell me about the transfer track being destroyed, about the ride-up, about getting the two trains together, trying to get it open. If it doesn't make it into when the golden tickets happen, then it should be good to go for the Haunted Graveyard. Yeah, so that's the Boulder Dash thing. What I did learn about Wildcat is the new trains make the ride 8 seconds faster. I know a lot of people are complaining about it bouncing you around, and you kind of get the bobblehead effect when you're riding like that, And when I talked to Jerry about that, and there's some turns that are causing that have to what do you call it? There's still work to be done. It's about after they finish putting a few more things on it. It's 70% completed basically. So they still got 30% more work to do on it. They know the stretch with the home stretch they call, and they're gonna do that. And but no, Boulder Dash right now is closed, but it should reopen in a few weeks. Anywhere from 2 weeks on, but it'll reopen. So it depends. A lot of the areas, yes. Some of the turns, no. I actually learned a lot from Jerry. He actually was explaining a lot of stuff about the different gauges of track and all this other stuff, and I actually learned a lot. And I thanked him in an email about it and for the event and stuff, and checking in on him, make sure he's all right, because he was pretty upset about what had happened. And so, yeah, there's some corners that need to be fixed. And he knows that. He got mixed reviews from everybody on Wildcat. Me personally, I like it. Jessica liked it. The kids loved it. Luco, I know, hated it. He absolutely hated it. I know a lot of people absolutely hated it. Some people liked it. Some people loved it. Some people hated it. It was just a mixed bag. It's more of go ride it and give your own review. But also keep in mind that there is still work to do. They know it. And everybody let them know during the ERT how that worked. I mean, people stuck around. People went on Phobia. People went on Wildcat. And then when they got their fill of whatever, then they went home. That's just how that worked. And as the whole Cedar Point thing, here's my thing about Cedar Point. One, it's a big giant park, and you need like 3 or 4 days to really. I mean, if you want to do it so you're not killing yourself, you would really need 2, 3, 4 days to do it. Just big, and that doesn't necessarily mean it's great. The way I look at it, when I go to any park, if I want to say it's a park that I truly love, I want quality over quantity. You know what I'm saying? You don't necessarily have to have the most coasters when, how do I put this? You don't have, just because you have the most coasters doesn't mean you're the best park. If that makes any sense. Because I can, Wooden Warrior ones only has one train. Here's the deal with what I feel about Cedar Point. There's only a few coasters in Cedar Point that I actually want to ride. Most of them, I just do a one and done. You know, like I always did Mean Streak, one and done. Maverick, one and done. Millennium Force, one and done. What do you call it? Wicked Twister, one and done. There were other, Mine Train, one and done. You know what I'm saying? Like, I do not think Cedar Point has quality rides. I'm not saying not all of them. There are a bunch that are great rides. Even ones I like, yes, they hurt. Like Corkscrew, they just need to get rid of that. That I don't care how classic that is. That thing hurts. I don't even ride that now when I go there. I sit on the bench. I have nothing to do with that. They do have some great flats. Now, mind you, I haven't ridden Gatekeeper, and I haven't ridden Valraven, and I haven't ridden Ragaroo. I rode it as Mantis. So, yeah, I have to catch. The last time I was there was during SpringCon in 2012. So we're going on 5 years I haven't been there, which to me is fine. Yes, they've added rides. Yes, they've taken out rides. But at the same time, just because they have the most of this and that and the other doesn't mean they're the best rides. I like Max Air. I like Skyhawk. I like Top Thrill. I like riding Blue Streak. I like riding Magnum. I like riding Gemini. You know what I'm saying? Well, see, I've ridden the other two dive coasters. And the thing that I don't like about Valraven, I haven't ridden it, so I can't say if the ride sucks or it's an amazing. It just looks like they planted grass and put a coaster on it. When you look at how the other ones were, there's no water splashdown, there's no tunnels, there's no nothing. It's just, here's a coaster in the grass. And I think all dive coasters are a one-trick pony. It's that dive. Other than that, you know what I'm saying? And now you're going to have Steel Vengeance. Now, I'm actually looking forward to riding that because now it's not Mean Streak. And I got to bring Jeremy there because he's never been. So, of course, I will take that, take him there. I mean, Cedar Point I think the flats are a lot better than most of the coasters, and that's just me. I go and I ride because, well, what the hell am I going to do? Sit on a bench all day? That's not why I go to parks. I like to ride stuff. But just because I like to ride stuff doesn't mean I love stuff. And I think the park is ridiculously big for what they have and don't have. I mean, I know there's a lot of fanboys out there that are like, oh, Cedar Point's number one. It's da-da-da-da. I don't agree with that. I can find other parks that I feel that are better. You know what I'm saying? I can find way more parks that are better than Cedar Point all day, all night. You know, so it is what it is. Yeah, I love Skyhawk and Max Air. I mean, they got an Enterprise. I love the Enterprise. They have a what we call a Spider Ride. I love that too. You know, they have the Calypso Ride. I love that. You know, I love stuff like that. Well, yeah, Cedar Point's better than Lake Compounce, but I would rather go to Lake Compounce than Cedar Point because one, I don't want to drive all that way out to Cedar Point on a regular basis when I could just go to Lake Compounce, ride Boulder Dash, chill out, whatever. Well, when it's operating, I should say. Yeah, it's Cedar Point. That's why. I mean, I went the first time I went was 2010 during CoasterCon. We skipped Conneaut Lake because they didn't have any roller coasters, so we went to Cedar Point for a day and a half. And that's what happened. You know, so at the end of the day, I don't think Cedar Point is better than a lot of the parks that I go to. I've never been to Magic Mountain. I'm going there on next year for the first time. So I'll get back to you on Cedar Point and Magic Mountain. In an effort to save money, Six Flags has decided to sell a flag and rebrand themselves as Five Flags. Yeah, no, I need to get to Magic Mountain, and that's because CoasterCon's there next year is going to be awesome. Yeah, Steel Vengeance is the biggest thing, but is it going to be the best one out of all the announcements out of all the parks? Because you have Time Traveler. I'm sure Steel Vengeance is going to be a great ride. I'm not even going to deny that. I'm sure that's going to be what it is, but. Yeah, I know my brother's been on X2. Lugo's been on X1, the original, before they changed whatever. Lugo says X is awesome. My brother says X2 is awesome. I don't know the difference because I've never been on it, so I'll get my first taste on it. I can't wait to go to Magic Mountain and try it because I need to get. I've been telling people lately. I told Lugo and Dave, and I'm like, look, I need to start going to new places. I'm sick of this. Oh, wait, no, not next year. 2019 is Magic Mountain. That's when I'm going to Magic Mountain. But anyway, yeah, X2. There was an X, and now there's an X2. But in any case, I need to get out to Magic Mountain. I need to get out there a little bit more further west than I have. I'm tired. I'm stuck in a rut. I'm doing the same events, same parks all the time. I need to change it up before I get totally bored. So anyway, let's move on to the Six Flags stuff. How could you not think it would be that awesome? I'm joking, exaggerating. So, all right, so let's start out. We'll start out with Six Flags New England. Harley Quinn, Spinsanity, Giant, Discovery, Flat Ride. You guys have all seen, hopefully, the videos on all these rides I'm talking about. Which Harley Quinn's Spinsanity is actually bigger than Max Air, but they're still great rides. Max Air is great. This is going to be great. Now, the question has come up, what about Teacups and Slingshot? What I can tell you is they're being moved somewhere else in the park. I'm trying to get the information of where. I don't think I'm going to get that answer. I don't think that the park is ready to give that up just yet. Somebody asked about Buzzsaw. We're just as baffled. We don't know. We've heard the rumor that Buzzsaw is going to leave or whatever. We don't know. That hasn't been confirmed. The rumor goes that they're going to put the teacups in Buzzsaw's spot, and then Slingshot's going to go somewhere else in the park, but we don't know where anything's going yet. That's just all hearsay, rumor. Nobody knows for sure. The park has not told us that. And even when we were at the meeting, they wouldn't tell us. So they do keep some things secret from people. So I mean, honestly, they should just ship the Slingshot the hell out of there. I mean, honestly, I don't even consider Slingshot like part of the ride count because that's extra, an upcharge ride. It's not included in your everyday admission. And I've ridden it a bunch of times in the past, so it's kind of like that ride in the sense doesn't exist to me. If Slingshot is being moved next to Gotham City Gauntlet, and the teacups are going next to Buzzsaw, well, you got a problem with that. If it's going next to Buzzsaw, you have to lose buildings and possibly a ride. There's no room over there really to really, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really don't. I don't know. I guess we're going to find out. Slingshot can fit. There is room next to Gotham City Gauntlet for Slingshot. There is room for that. Actually, what I'm really hoping, excuse me, they get rid of Gotham City Gauntlet and put a Justice League down there. If they're going to go with the Justice League thing. That's if they do. I don't know. No, teacups are not leaving. They're just being moved somewhere else in the park. Where, I don't know, but that's what's going to happen. All right, so next on the list, Six Flags Over Georgia. They announced the RMC rehab for Twisted Cyclone. When you look at the ride video, the animated video, it actually looks pretty cool. I like that reverse Cobra roll and stuff like that. I mean, the RMC is trying to get innovative what they do with their rides, so we'll see what it does. I mean, I give a lot of credit to RMC. They're really busy these days, and they're putting in. They're just doing a bunch of stuff, and I actually like that. Yeah, teacups are going to be put in an odd spot, and I think I don't think teacups should be at Whistle Stop because even though it's advertised what it is, most people don't go there because one, they probably don't care about the train, and two, I don't know. People just don't care, walk by it, don't realize what's there. So, like I said, I honestly have no idea where they can put the teacups. I mean, teacups might fit over by Buzzsaw. I'm not exactly not sure how it works out. I mean, realistically, at the end of the day, somebody was saying Blizzard River biting the dust. I've been hearing so many rumors about rides biting the dust. I mean, one by one, they're starting to fall, and then something new comes into play. I've heard everything from Buzzsaw leaving, Blizzard River leaving, Flashback leaving, Tomahawk leaving. I've heard, over the years, I've even heard Mind Eraser leaving, Goliath leaving, what's now Kryptonite, whatever the hell it is. That was the Joker Wipeout ride. I heard that leaving. I've heard a lot of rides leaving. Yeah, it could go over there. You are right, Marco. You are right. You could put the teacups over where Spider's old spot. You could do that. That wouldn't be a bad spot. Now, what I'm really hoping that they do is that they also finally go ahead and just brand that area Gotham City. You know, rename Mind Eraser. Then all you got to do is, if you do put the teacups, name it something else. You know, I don't know. Well, no, Kryptonite's not getting. Well, no, because they're getting Pandemonium. They're getting a different version. They're getting the more modern version of a Wipeout instead of facing all the seats are on the outside. But that's what they're getting. They're not getting Kryptonite. So, I mean, Kryptonite has such low ridership that yeah, you can rename it Mind Eraser's Riddle or Revenge. I mean, I told the park that some years ago. I was like, oh, rename the teacups Harley Quinn Spinsanity. I told them that a couple years ago. So, you know, there's things they can do. But Six Flags New England does have a lot of land that they haven't used. And part of the problem is because it's on wetland. So they got to jump through hoops to use that land. There's land. They just got to jump through hoops. Well, yeah, Wipeout's different. I'm just calling it a modern day Wipeout because it does the same exact thing as a Wipeout. Oh, I've heard quite a few rumors about Fireball, but nothing is concrete. I don't know. I got a email into the park. They may not even tell me, but I do know that 3 parks have shut theirs down. I know Great Adventure shut theirs down. That's what we heard as the other day. New England shut theirs down, and I don't remember the other park that shut theirs down, but 3 of them are. Come on. Great Escape is getting what Quasi has. So, do I think Steel Vengeance will be better than Wicked Cyclone? Honestly, I have no idea. It could be, it might not be. I'll let you know after I ride it. How about that? You know, I stopped going with the, before I rode a ride going, nah, that can't be better than that, nah. Because I used to say, before I would go on a ride, oh, that's not going to be better than that ride over at that park, or that's not going to be, oh, that ride looks like crap. And then I ride it, and I'm pleasantly surprised. So what I do is I don't put any expectations on a ride before I ride it. I'll look at the ride animation or whatever, and I go, oh, that looks cool. And then I ride it, and then I'll go, oh, I loved it, I hated it, it was all right. So, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of up in the air about, I stopped doing that because, when I used to go to, like, I'll use the example, and I said it before. Before, I used to get hyped up on all kinds of stuff. On all these rides and parks and stuff that I had never been to. And then all of a sudden came Cedar Point. Everybody and their mother, dead relatives included, were like, Cedar Point is the best place on the planet. It's better than Disney. It's better than any park on the planet. It's the best park ever. Everybody said that to me. So now I'm walking up to the gate. I'm like, ooh, a lot of rides. Looks cool. I have this high expectation that was put in my head by hundreds of people. Like, oh, Then you start, like, looking into what the park has, and you start getting hyped up. But then the more you go through the park, and the more I rode stuff, I was like, not in... The way it was so hyped up to me, it was nothing that I expected, and I was very disappointed. And maybe because of that, now I think Cedar Point isn't a great park. Because it was so hyped up. That's why, like, I show you guys things, little videos or something. But I always want you guys to make the better judgment. Go there, experience yourself, and then tell me what you thought. I mean, I just try to help along the way to give you tips and tricks and whatever when I go to a place. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's just like, hey, Theme Park Crazy. Stay tuned for my new series, Wyatt series. What is the Wyatt series? I'd like to know what that is. What is the Wyatt series? Yeah, see, location really isn't a big thing for me. Like I like the overall aspect. There's barely any shade in the park. It's when you walk, there's only that like one little corner that's got shade in the park. And I hate that when any park doesn't really have much shade. I mean, that's why one thing about Knoebels I like is a lot of shade. I can easily get out of the sun at Knoebels. And other places. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Theme Park Crazy has a live chat episode on Saturday nights. All right, so moving on. Six Flags Great America, they're getting the 100-foot tall looper. That's what they're getting. They don't even have a name for it. Just the world's tallest looping coaster. That's what they got. So that's what they got. Six Flags Over Texas, they're getting a Harley Quinn Spinsanity, but I don't know what it's called from the ride manufacturer. I didn't see any of that information. I know it's out there. I know Canada's Wonderland has one. I just call it a spinning 3-axis vomit ride right now. But that's what they're getting, and Great Adventure's getting the same thing. But theirs is going to be, it's called, what the hell did I write it down? Cyborg something. Cyborg Cyberspin. I have no idea who makes that spinning puke machine, but it's going to kind of, I'm going to ride it. I want to check that out. I was showing Jeremy and Devin today the Six Flags video, and Jeremy saw the video and he was like, "Whoa!" So I want to ride it. I want to ride something like that. Yes, Canopy's another park that has good shade. I like that. I like when parks have shade. Yeah, I read that about the Hurricane Force 5 thing, and then because of the hurricane in Texas. Okay, so I mean, I guess I know the hurricane was devastating, but everybody that really knows me knows I'm a dick, and I really don't care if I offend people. I would still put, hey, Hurricane Force 5. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Cedar Point does not have good shade. There's only one little corner where they have that tunnel. And there's that little, like the little western corner there over there. That's it. That's the only shade. There's no shade. Every time I'm walking through the park, I'm frying. There's that one little good spot. I mean, if you want to call that one spot good shade, then that's it. Tourbillon, and it's made by ABC. Okay, so my spin 3-axis spin puke vomit ride is called a Tourbillon, and it's made by ABC Rides. Well, I guess I'm a dick that hates Cedar Point. But I don't hate all Cedar Fair parks. So, it's just kind of like, it is what it is. I thought Canada's Wonderland put one of them in, or was going to put one in. Didn't somebody put one of them rides in last year? I could have swore that somebody was putting that ride in. I thought it was in Canada or something already. I could have swore it was. I don't know. I don't think I was dreaming that, right? I could have swore that's... Yeah. Do I see Lake Compounce getting a new ride in 2018? I don't know, but if they do, I believe it's going to be water park. And the other thing about Wildcat that I didn't mention before I continue with the Six Flags stuff is they are changing the motor on Wildcat. Right now, it's a belt driven. It's old. Right now, for some reason, that motor's probably on the way out. But in any case, it's the original 1927 motor. It's been rebuilt a few times over the years. But they're going to go put in a gearbox motor, which is more energy efficient and can give it more torque. But they're going to dig under where the motor is, get rid of the old motor, put the new one in, lock it down, the whole shebang. They're doing that in the off season. So we'll see how that transpires with the motor. But I think if they are, and I don't know if they are, what's going to happen next year with, now they got to get new cars or whatever for Boulder Dash. They're spending the money on fixing the transfer track. There's a lot of money going in and out. Wildcat does not count as a new credit because it's basically the same layout. It's not different. You know what I'm saying? It's the same. Like Cyclone, Wicked Cyclone, that's two different credits because one was all wood and now it's a hybrid with the steel track and it goes upside down and stuff. So hopefully that answers your question. So we did that. Great Escape, we talked about. They're getting Pandemonium. Magic Mountain is getting basically the same ride we are at New England, only it's going to be called Crazanity, whatever you want to call that. So it doesn't have a superhero theme. It's its own original theme. Same exact ride. Six Flags Mexico is getting a 4D coaster called Wonder Woman's Coaster. They got some weird names for these rides that are coming out this year. Chance Hyper GTX. That's that one that's at Kentucky Kingdom, if I believe. That'd be dope if they fit that height limit. For who, though? Are you talking about Canopy Lake having that? Because I don't see them getting that, and I don't know if that would fit in that height. It could. I don't know. I don't know how tall those Chance Hypercoasters are. The next thing is LeBron's getting Carnivale and Folly. La 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 la. There's the 3-ride flat package coming in. Looks like there's going to be a Tilt-A-Whirl and a Scrambler, but not sure on the other ride. So that's what they're getting. Six Flags Discovery Kingdom is getting a Skywarp called Harley Quinn's Crazy Coaster. Again, another great name. What's next? Waterworld in Concord, California. They're getting Splashwater Island, a play structure with slides and all kinds of stuff, and a splash bucket. And Six Flags St. Louis is getting a Typhoon Twister water slide. That looks cool. I'd like to actually ride one of those. Six Flags America, Wahoo River. I guess they're upgrading the Lazy River with a faster current and waterfalls and stuff. I don't think it's brand new. I've been hearing it's just a upgrade. So that's all the rides. I mean, we all know about Fiesta Texas getting the Wonder Woman coaster from RMC. We know about that already. I think Canopy will get a new coaster at some point. I mean, they should be making enough money because that park is always packed. Every time I go. Yeah, here's the thing that I fear about Six Flags. I think Six Flags is just going to become a DC Looney Tunes park, and maybe you'll have another little area mixed in, because right now, I use New England as the example. We have Crack Axle Canyon, we have the North End, and then in the South End, that's just becoming Gotham City, basically. And then you have your DC Heroes area with Superman and all that stuff. So I think what you're going to see is you're just going to end up with DC Looney Tunes and maybe something else. I don't know. But that's really what's going on. But I bet it's only going to get scrapped Like with New Hampshire Explorer. Yep, they get it's basically Mexico's getting that. I mean, Canopy really needs more rides. They could really what they need to do is they need to get rid of the corkscrew. I've said this a million times, and they could fit a nice coaster in that spot. There's room. They can do it. They can get something decent over there. That's what they should do. Get rid of the corkscrew. Get rid of that ride. I know it probably has a lot of nostalgia for people, but they should just probably get rid of it. Honestly. So, And what is there? Somebody said, yeah, I heard about the the motorbike at Canopy. I've heard about that. I've heard all kinds of stuff. It would really be nice if Six Flags. I agree with that. It would make more sense if they had 6 properties for Six Flags. It'd be nice if they had 6 themed areas in every park. You could have your DC. You could have your Looney Tunes. You got like Kidsopolis. You got Crack Axle Canyon and so on and so forth. But I'm telling you, more and more of the park, especially at New England, is getting sucked up to DC theming. Whether that means much to anybody or not, but that's what's happening. Maybe one day you see Kidsopolis go and it becomes DC Kids. I have no idea. The problem with Corkscrew and all the rides like that, they didn't withhold the test of time. Most rides don't. I mean, the Corkscrew is an old ride. It's not like it's brand new. But honestly, it's time for Corkscrew to leave and bring something new in. And they can find stuff to fit within the height requirement. It can be done. You know what I'm saying? So, we'll see. We'll see what happens with Canopy Lake and all this other stuff and Six Flags and whatever it is. But anyway, so anybody that hasn't bought the season pass, let's go over that real quick. You can buy the pass for $53.99 from today until Monday, and then it goes to whatever price. You can get the deluxe dining for $82.99, and then so the season pass. When you were reading, I saw some stuff that I didn't notice before. So this says the key benefits of this pass: you get the free upgrade to the exclusive gold level. You get free parking for 2017 and 2018. Then you get a free ticket to Holiday in the Park. You get a free digital ride or character photo. You get a free one-time, one-ride skip-the-line pass. You get the free season shopping pass, 20% off or more on most 20% off most purchases. Unlimited admission to Six Flags New England. So then they have the deluxe dining, but they also have like just for the park dining. But anyway, so your deluxe is the same. You get your free premium upgrade, including all season drink bottle, when unlimited drinks all season. Free premium upgrade lets you eat at every Six Flags theme park. You get 20% off most merchandise all season. Lunch, dinner, and a snack. Multiple restaurants, valid from 2017 to the 2018. All right, so now you got the other one, the one that's just for Six Flags New England. And now I know the prices vary. You got to look at your park and whatever. So don't go, hey, he said it was this. Anyway, so the one for Six Flags New England just to eat there is $39.99, but you only get a lunch and a snack, and then it's got multiple selection entree, side snacks, that crap. So if you just get the one to eat, in my opinion, is what IMO means. So yeah, that's the thing with the pass. Some parks are more expensive or cheaper than others, so you would definitely have to check, the parks if you're not from around here to see what the prices are. I honestly think it's time for Flashback to leave. It's starting to really show its age. I mean, it doesn't really hurt that much. Corkscrew always gave me a headache at Canopy Lake, and it always gave me a headache at Cedar Point, even if it was the first ride, first 10 minutes in the park, if that's what I rode. Always gave me a headache. It's just the restraints suck, and it's an old ride, and I get it. You know what I mean? Eventually, we're going to be seeing the same thing about Superman and Batman, and 30, 40 years from now, Wicked Cyclones. That ride hurts, it sucks. It's just age. You know what I'm saying? Like, over time, things just happen. They get beat up and worn, It's, for flashback, it's time for it to go. I mean, that's my honest opinion, but that's, I think it's time for it to leave, and you can put something else in its spot. Whether it's flats or my great launch coaster idea, that could be something for the future, too. I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on and on, for whatever you want to do in the park. I mean, I can remember going to Riverside when I was a kid, and it looks obviously totally nothing like it does today. So, 30, 40 years from now, what's the park going to look like then, So in order to stay in business, you have to evolve and change. I know I love the nostalgia of what Riverside used to be, even though I still like what the park's becoming now. I mean, they need to add more rides, yes, more flats to kind of balance it in a dock ride, and then I feel we're going to balance. I mean, there's so many rides out there that people, like a lot of people have trashed the Joker. A lot of people love it. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Is it the best coaster on the planet? No, but I have fun and I enjoy riding it. Same thing now with the new restraints on Mind Eraser. Now I want to ride it. I always go and ride Batman and Superman and Wicked Cyclone and Thunderbolt. And I even go and ride, I think I've ridden Goliath once this year, I think. In the beginning. I think I rode it once. Yeah, I rode it once this year. But anyway, you know what I mean? I try to ride everything, and I just like going whatever park I go to. Again, people like to ride what they want to ride. I'm not gonna have somebody tell me whether it was a good ride and I shouldn't ride it or not. Back when I was a kid, the corkscrew didn't hurt. I heard that people that have gone to ride Rocky Point, no, you know what? I put the code in. It didn't do diddly squat for me. Maybe I got the reject code and was like, this is for Josh. We're not giving him nothing. The hell with that guy. That guy sucks. So I put the code in. I got nothing better or different or anything. So I don't know. But no, but if you wanted to ride the corkscrew from Rocky Point, you have to go out to Wild Waves in Washington State, and I heard that's rough now too. So I think it's just that time of life for them rides to be put out to the pasture and die. I'm sure, like if you go to Cedar Point, you're gonna start seeing like Iron Dragon go. You're gonna see the Magnum XL go, and so this is what's going to happen over time. Well, the Great American Scream Machine had like 1 million inversions on it, and it hurt like a bastard. Corkscrew is basically Corkscrew at Canopy Lake. The only difference between the two is Rocky Point had a loop and Canopy Lake doesn't. So if you look at Rocky Point's, when you came down, after you came to Lift Hill and went down the first hill, there was a loop at the bottom of that hill. Canopy's just goes down and around the same corner, does the same corkscrew, and then in and out, and then back into the station. That's all Rocky Point's corkscrew did. There was no, American Scream Machine had double loop, had corkscrews. That thing, that was a painful ride. See, like I rode American Scream Machine in Jersey when I was a kid, and it didn't hurt me then. I mean, now it probably, when it just hurts from the last time I rode it when they ripped it out to put in Green Lantern. The one at Great Escape is painful as hell. Like, I would just skip that ride altogether. I would never ride that again. Well, there's a reason why Yankee Cannonball is very smooth. You have to keep retracking it. And it was just retracked, too. A year or two ago, whenever. But here's the thing. You can't just up and retrack a steel coaster all the time. I mean, if they really wanted, like, the corkscrews to be smooth again, you would have to take all the track off and redo it again. So why spend the money on that ride when you can get a new ride? I mean, that's what I feel. Why spend the money on that when probably the money you would spend on that, you can get a new coaster or a bunch of flats to put in the spot. Well, they can retrack. It's just very costly. You're basically rebuying the same ride all over again. So there's going to come a time when all our favorite rides that we love today are going to be gone. Remember that. They will come down and they'll build something new in its spot. Well, I'll give you basically the way that they retrack nowadays. You can use the Hulk and you can use the Great Nor'easter at Maurice Pier as a great example of that. You take it completely down to nothing and put all new supports and new track. That's exactly how it works. That's what they consider retracking today. I mean, I'm sure you could rip off the piece of track and get that new piece made and put on. You know, but I don't know. I don't know what's. Oh, I do. I do. I'll get back to that guy. Woo! Or they can just use suspension on the trains that then no need to retrack. I'm surprised that they don't have suspension in these rides. Yeah, Comet, well, Comet's a little different, but, I'll give you, what do you call it? Like, what was it, Wildcat at Hershey and Lightning Races? They have the same trains as, Wildcat at, Lake Compounce. Yeah. The same trains. Yeah, what do you call it? Comet has a little bit different restraint, but it's because it's like an older train, like, you know, style. It's a different style of wood coaster train than usual. Yeah, Hulk was completely rebuilt, and so was in Nor'easter at Maurice Pier. They rebuilt the whole thing, and supposedly Vekoma has a different, because of the corners that it had to take because it was so small. They rebuilt that whole ride at Maurice Pier. I mean, it has the restraints like Mind Eraser has, but it was really wrecking havoc on the trains and the track and beating it up. I don't ever remember Kumba being rebuilt, but I remember something going on with Kumba. I just don't remember what the hell it was. I really don't. But, so let me ask you guys this. Out of all the Six Flags announcements that were announced today, what do you guys sound off in the comments while I'm jibber-jabbing over there? Let me know what your favorite announcement was out of all the announcements. You know, I mean, personally, some people were really disappointed with Six Flags announcements, and I wasn't. I actually was like, you know, I mean, yeah, some parks got, you know, this year, like the same, you know, it wasn't as big as Oprah show as it was last year. I mean, Magic Mountain in New England got the same rides. Some parks are getting rides that parks already got, but they didn't really make it a, and you get one, and you get one. You know, two parks got the Tour Billion ride, but it wasn't really like crazy like last year. 3 Jokers and 2 Justice Leagues and 2 of those and 3 of those and 10 of those. You know, yeah, Wildcat is really rough at Hershey, and hopefully they do some retrack work before CoasterCon when that comes to town in 2020 over there. I mean, I'm really intrigued with the Six Flags Fiesta Texas announcement, just because I've never ridden one of those. I'd like to check it out. See, Coaster Box says, I heard Twisted Cyclone is one of the weakest RMCs. Well, nobody's really going to find out or know until we get on the ride. I mean, people are going to say it's the weakest, but you can't see if it's the weakest, the best, it's all right until you ride it. I mean, that's the one thing that I hate about coaster enthusiasts. I used to be guilty of it, and then I stopped. Do you mean Twisted Colossus? You know, like I said, I was guilty of bashing rides before I ever went on them. Like, you know, Wooden Warrior. I was like, oh, that's a stupid ride. It's small. How good is that going to be? And I was pleasantly surprised. You know, so now I go, I ride it, and then I make my judgment after I ride it a couple times. So nobody can really say what's weaker than what until you ride it. Like, there are RMCs out there where I haven't ridden, so I can't even go, well, that's better than that, and that one's better than that. I mean, I've ridden Texas Giant. I've ridden, obviously, Wicked Cyclone. I've ridden Goliath at Six Flags Great America. I think I've only ridden 3. Is that only 3 RMCs that I've ridden that I know of so far? I know I haven't ridden Iron Rattler. I haven't ridden Kentucky Kingdoms or Discovery Coves. So there's a few out there where I haven't ridden. And there's a bunch more that are coming out. I haven't ridden Dollywood's or Outlaw Run. See you later, Brett. D99 is awesome. Yeah, so I totally agree. That's why now before I go to a park, I'm just going to ride it, and then I'll tell you how much I like it or how much I hate it, or if it's an all right ride or whatever. I no longer go before when I look at, you cannot tell how good or bad a ride is going to be by ride animation. Because if that's the case, then I could go and say Steel Vengeance is going to suck. I could say that just based off of animation, and I know that's wrong. You know what I mean? I can't, any ride. I could be like, Skywarp's going to be the biggest piece of crap on the planet. What if I ride it and go, wow, I actually like that thing? So on and so forth. Do I see Wildcat at Hershey be RMC for 2019? I don't know. I don't know if Hershey wants to play ball like that. And the only reason why I'm going to say this is because now they got this new piece of land that they can build rides on. So I don't think they're going to go as far as RMCing that at this moment. I think they're going to spend some money to make a whole new area, add on and add a new area to that new land that they got. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I mean, at best, what they should do, because Wildcat would be a fantastic coaster if it was just retracked. I think they should just retrack it, let it be, and over time maybe go kick that can down the road. But personally, I think Hershey should focus on some new land, add some new stuff, and be good. I gotta go also to watch Theme Park Crazy too. See you later, Coaster Box. Have fun watching Theme Park Crazy. I have no idea what Theme Park Crazy is, but that's okay. But yeah, and also I don't know if anybody's seen on my Facebook last night. Jen Mance from Six Flags New England posted a picture of herself with Jim Reed Anderson. I had written a letter to him and I sent it in to Jen, and then he loved the letter, what I wrote on it, and they took a picture to show me that, he loved the letter, blah, blah, blah. So I thought that was kind of cool. You can, in the picture, they're over by Scream, and you can see him holding the letter that I had written. So that was pretty cool. That was my little 5 minutes of fame to the CEO for 5 minutes last night, which was cool. So anyway, we're going to get going in a few minutes. But this weekend, go have fun Labor Day, last weekend of the water park. So make sure you go and check all that stuff out. Get your season passes and all that good stuff. There's also a way to win passes too if you for this weekend. If you go and you can submit to once an hour to try to win passes and stuff. They're giving away Flash Pass stuff and all this other stuff. I would love to go on a motorbike ride with Jim Reed Anderson on a green screen. I have to say, I mean, the videos that they make are corny as hell, but they're hilarious. I love when he does the videos. Like when the guy did it last year, I think I said this before, the other guy that left, he didn't have it. He didn't have, the acting ability. It just wasn't him. He's a sit at a desk kind of guy and do his thing. Jim Reed Anderson, he's got it. You know what I mean? I laugh every video that he's done. I laugh my ass off. I thought they were hysterical. I thought they were corny. They were hysterical. They told the story of what they were doing, telling us about rides. But I mean, when I seen him dressed as a biker on a motorcycle, and I could tell it was all green screen, I was in tears laughing this morning. I was like, oh my God. I showed Jeremy, and he was cracking up laughing. It was funny. Me and him were laughing. I watched it a couple times, and I'm like, oh my God. It was funny. And it's not funny that it was, well, maybe it is because it's bad, but it's funny. I don't know. I really enjoyed it, and I thought it was great. And so I look forward to even next year. I want to already see next year's just because I want to laugh at the videos because they're funny. But anyway, so go check all that stuff out. I'm going to try and get to the park this weekend. Sunday looks to be a washout. If I go Monday, then I'm going to have to leave the park really early because then I got to get the kids home to get them in bed because they start school on Tuesday. I cannot wait for that. I can't wait for them to go back to school. So we'll take a stroll through the park. A couple days, look for an announcement that we're going to have on SFNE Online's Facebook and Grove Show. There's going to be an announcement in the next couple days that I'm not allowed to talk about yet, but I will be able to in a couple days. So we got an announcement coming that hopefully you guys like, because I know I am. I'm pumped about it. So we'll talk about that in a couple days. And we'll see what happens. But we'll be back next Thursday. We'll have Luco on here talking about the brand new Croatian theme park that he got to go to. Lucky guy. And we'll talk about whatever. And so that's what we'll do. So anyway, till next Thursday, same bat time, same bat channel. Have a great holiday weekend. I will see everybody next week. Maybe I'll bump into you at a park or something in New England while I go process my passes. So, peace out, y'all. And keep on coasting, y'all. Peace and carrots.